Hi, I'm Linda Price from Minding Your Mind. We're partnered with Country Bank to provide some more information during this challenging time. So I thought today I would talk about sleep. I have heard from many people that they're having trouble falling asleep, or they're waking up many times throughout the night, or they're waking up at like 4 a.m. long before it's time to get out of bed. I don't know about you, but it's really harder to set a sleep routine when we don't have to get up for work and leave our house. And I do know that my children are home from college, and so I feel like I've started developing this college routine where you're up till midnight and sleeping in too late. So I have myself decided to set a schedule where I go to bed and I decide when I want to go to bed. And when we stop with our binge watching of our favorite TV show, plan ahead about how many we're going to watch so we can decide when we're going to stop it so I can get in bed at a certain time and then make sure I get at least 8 hours of sleep, since we know how important it is to get enough sleep. It really affects my mood and perspective if I don't get enough, and our general health. And we want to keep our immune system strong, especially right now. So I do think that setting a time for bed is really helpful, and then trying to decide when we want to get out of bed, depending on our age and how much sleep we think we need. And so that's the first important in setting a routine for ourselves. And then the other thing is, if you like chamomile tea, that can be really helpful for falling asleep. And you can take lavender and, spray it on your pillow, or roll it onto your wrist. You can find something, that works for you to set an environment that sort of signals your brain like, ooh, time for sleep. And then when you get in bed, if you plan to read, I would say pick something that's boring. For me, I would pick some historical documentary to read, so I wouldn't want to stay up all night, versus Harry Potter, where I wouldn't be able to put it down because it would be just so interesting that I would be up half the night trying to finish the book. So think about what you choose to read if you do read. And I also thought that I would, kind of mention, without demonstrating, just try to explain to you maybe 2 yoga postures that you could do. But I wouldn't even try to think about it as yoga. It's really simply bending at the hips, reaching your hands toward the ground. So it's like a forward fold. So you just bend over, bend your knees. You don't have to touch the ground. You just bend your knees. You can let your hands hang, your arms long, and just really picturing the stress falling out of the top of your head just onto the ground, just letting it go from the day. So it's just such a relaxing posture to hold, because it's putting your head below your heart, which is so calming to the nervous system. So I would recommend it. I do it every night before I get into bed, and you just hang there as long as you feel it's necessary, maybe a minute or 2. Then you can decide if you'd like to lay on the floor or in bed. And the idea is to lay flat on the bed or on the floor, and then lift both legs up overhead, but your hips stay on the ground. I say ground is because if you have a wall, you could put your hips up against the wall and raise your feet and legs up so that your legs are resting against the wall, so you don't have to hold them up. And that might be more relaxing for you and restorative. If you're in your bed, you'd prefer to lie there, you could put a pillow under your hips and then just lift both legs up so your toes and feet are facing the sky or the ceiling, okay? And then just allow your legs to just fall there and just stay there. And again, that's another really soothing posture before bedtime. Hopefully that makes sense without a demonstration. And then you can lower your legs back down. And then I thought I would share 2 breathing techniques that really work for me. So these are some ideas that you can try and decide if they work for you or not. And there's something called alternative nostril breathing. And what I do is I take my thumb and cover my right nostril only, and I put my first finger and middle finger up on my forehead above my eyebrows. And then I breathe in and out of my left nostril, because again, that has been shown to be really calming for the nervous system. So what I'm doing is, skills and strategies that might just really calm me down from the day. And so again, I put 2 fingers here, cover my right nostril, and breathe in and out of my left repetitively until I start feeling calmer. And obviously you want to do that really slowly. So you breathe in, full breath in, and then a full long breath out. And you can pause in between the breaths. So you could pause and then breathe in, and then pause and then breathe out, and then pause and breathe in, and repeat that, breathing in and out of the left. If you find that your nose is stuffed, obviously you wouldn't want to do that breathing technique. The second one that I really like is the 4-7-8 breath, and there's a lot of scientific research behind it that suggests that it can really help with insomnia and anxiety. So what I would say for that is you're just lying in bed and you just focus on your belly breathing, just noticing your belly rising and falling with each breath. And then as you breathe in, you fill your belly with breath and you count for 4. So you inhale for the count of 4, you pause for the count of 7, and then you allow your belly to fall back down. Your belly button really goes down toward the spine, and you exhale for a count of 8. So we'll do it together. So you breathe in for the count of 4, pause for 7, and then exhale long and slow for the count of 8. Again, you're breathing in for 4, pause for 7, and then exhaling for 8. Let's do one more time. Breathing in for 4, pausing for 7, and then exhaling for 8. Long, slow exhale is relaxing. And so one thing I always say pause instead of hold is because when I tell people to hold their breath, it's like, so it's not strained. You're just trying to be relaxed with it. And I hope these strategies are helpful for you. They work for me. Obviously limiting our technology and our phones right before bed, an hour or two can be beneficial, as all of that research shows. I do like to listen to Yoga Nidra, Nidra, Yoga Nidra, if I'm having trouble sleeping. So what I do is I put that on, I listen to the Insight Timer app, Insight Timer, and I put it across the room on my phone, and then I'm not tempted to look at my phone. And then honestly, as soon as the Yoga Nidra starts, it's this intense slow body scan, which I kind of call like body scan on steroids, because it goes so slowly. And it's like, feel your first finger and your second finger and your third finger. And then at that point, I'm usually asleep. So I love it. But you can look up any app, and YouTube as well. The apps that I usually mention are Insight Timer because it's free. Calm, CALM is a good one. Headspace, Breathe. So you can experiment with that, and they have so many meditations listed under sleep. And then you just hopefully fall into dreamland. So I hope this is helpful for you. I hope you have sweet dreams tonight. And the more you practice this in a routine, ritual type of fashion where it's consistent, then hopefully if you are having trouble sleeping and you're noticing worries and your mind is going, you can just bring your attention back to the breath, back to the counting, or listening to the audio. And then that should hopefully bring you into your dreamland.